Hey guys, Mano here, and welcome to the channel. This is the Ducati Scrambler 62, the most affordable Ducati that you could ever buy. It is also the smallest displacement Ducati in the market today at around 400cc. In this video, I will not be talking about this bike because I am not a big fan of it, but I do like what category of motorcycle it represents, namely the mid-sized motorcycle, particularly in the 400cc to 800cc range. Based on personal experience from years of riding different types of motorcycles, ranging from 50cc all the way to 1800cc, in my opinion, this displacement range is the most enjoyable. If you are in the market for an awesome all-around bike that won't break the bank, whether you're a new rider looking for your first big bike or a seasoned rider searching for the perfect balance of power and practicality, motorcycles in this displacement range are the ultimate sweet spot. Here's 10 reasons why they're the best choice for almost every type of rider. Let's start with power to weight ratio. Now, smaller bikes, 150cc to 300cc, can feel underpowered on highways, while leader bikes like 1000cc can be overkill for most riders. But 400cc to 800cc bikes hit the Goldilocks zone. Enough power for thrilling acceleration without being overwhelming. A well-tuned 650cc twin or a 4-cylinder 400 can hit over 180 kilometers per hour, but it won't throw you off if you accidentally grab too much throttle. Second would be, they're great for city and highway riding. Now, if you need a bike that can filter through traffic and still hold its own on longer expressway rides, this range does both. For example, 400cc bikes like the Honda CB400 Super 4 or the DRZ 400 are light enough for city riding. 650cc plus options like the Royal Enfield 650 or Yamaha MT-07 have enough grunt to cruise comfortably at 120 kilometers per hour without straining the engine. Third would be the manageable power for new and experienced riders. Now, new riders can learn to ride safely without the fear of instant wheelies, while experienced riders still get enough power to keep things exciting. Now, if you're starting, a Kawasaki Ninja 400 or a Yamaha R3 feels just right. Now, if you are upgrading, a Vulcan 650 or a Suzuki SV650 offers a fun step up without being intimidating. Next would be better fuel economy than bigger bikes. Of course, it is common sense. Now, a 1000cc superbike drinks fuel like a thirsty beast. In contrast, a 400cc to 800cc bike can give you anywhere from 20 to 30 kilometers per liter, depending on the model, of course. Now, that means less time at the gas station and more time on the road. For example, the KTM Duke 390 gets around 28 kilometers per liter, while the Yamaha MT-07 can do about 22 kilometers per liter even with spirited riding. Fifth would be lower maintenance cost. More CCs usually mean more expensive parts, higher insurance, and bigger service bills. Now, mid-size bikes have simpler engines compared to their bigger counterparts, meaning fewer things can go wrong. Chain and tire wear is more reasonable than on heavier bikes. Now, if you're riding daily, the difference in maintenance costs adds up really fast. Sixth reason would be, well, there is plenty of aftermarket support for mid-sized motorcycles. Whether you love customizing your bike or just want affordable replacement parts, bikes in this range have tons of aftermarket options. Now, let's say you want to turn your 650cc naked bike into a mini street fighter. Easy. Now, need luggage rack for your mid-size ADV? Also, no problem. Now, since these bikes are popular worldwide, you'll always find spare parts without waiting for months. Seventh reason would be, well, they're easier to insure and register. Now, most countries have lower insurance premiums and have registration fees for bikes in this range compared to 1000cc or 1800cc motorcycles. For example, in places like the Philippines, where I'm from, and Thailand and the rest of Southeast Asia, bikes above 400cc are expressway legal, but don't cost as much to register as compared to a 1000cc superbike. Now, if you're thinking about long-term cost, this is a big win. Next would be they handle like a dream. Now, mid-size bikes strike a balance between agility and stability. For example, a Bristol 500 or Yamaha XSR 700 is nimble enough for city corners but still stable on long highway stretches. A Honda NC 750X or Kawasaki Versys 650 feels planted on winding roads without being too heavy. Compared to heavier and more powerful bikes, these motorcycles are way less fatiguing to ride all day. Ninth reason, well, you can actually use all the power. On a 1000cc superbike, or maybe a big inch mega cruiser, you rarely get to fully open the throttle unless you're on a racetrack or a long stretch of highway. But a 400cc to 800cc bike lets you wring out the engine, enjoy every gear shift, and still stay within legal speeds. Now, it's more fun to ride a 400cc bike at 80% of its limits than a 1000cc bike at 20%. 10th would be the wide variety of choices. Now, this displacement range has something for everyone. For sports bikes, you get the obvious Kawasaki Ninja 400 or the Honda CBR 650R. For naked bikes, you get the Kawasaki Z650 or something more exotic like a Triumph Trident 660. For ADVs, you get the new kid on the block, which is the CF Moto MT450 or the tried and tested Yamaha T7. For cruisers, you get the Honda Rebel 500 or the Harley Sportster 883. Now for classic roadsters, you get the Royal Enfield Interceptor 650 and my personal favorite, the Kawasaki W800. For dual sports, you get the Suzuki DRZ 400S and the legendary Honda XR 650L. Now whether you want a commuter, a tourer, a dual sport, or a weekend canyon carver, there is a perfect bike for you in this displacement range. Now if you want a motorcycle that's affordable, fun, and practical, a 400cc to 800cc bike is the best choice. You get enough power to keep things exciting without sacrificing comfort, handling, or cost effectiveness. So if you are in the market for a new ride, why not test ride a bike in this displacement range? Chances are it is exactly what you need. Now that's all I have for you today. I hope you liked this video and found this very informative. Consider subscribing and liking this video. As always, see you next time. Bye.